Peace, guys. Peace, goddess. Islam is Hotep. Shalom, Ishkad. I reserve all my rights without recourse, without prejudice. Part 2, handwritten affidavits, opportunity to cure, and counterclaim for practice. Let's see. We opportunity to cure. The third party defendants have 21 calendar days to cure their dishonor by the following. 1. Dismiss any and all claims against the third party plaintiff with prejudice and pay the third party plaintiff $521,739.13. Now I got this number because if when I read tort law, it says for every 23 minutes that I am accosted or that I am held up in a commercial stop unwillingly, I am owed $25,000 per 23 minutes. This doesn't include when they actually put me in a cell, so I have to calculate that somewhere else, I think. But this is just for every 23 minutes, 25,000. So that's like an estimate. I have the actual number once I look at. I'm going to do a rediscovery, put over, and all of that. So I know the exact time and the exact time I was released. And see, number 2, pay all damages. As indicated. By the counterclaim. Contained herein with real money. Surrender any and all public hazard bonds. Other bonds. Insurance bonds. Insurance policies. CAFR funds. 801k funds. Personal properties. Land. Real estate. Etc. It all as needed to satisfy counterclaim. herein. Or number 3, prove your claims against me and disprove my claims. By providing me with lawfully document evidence that is certified by the state's attorney in his unlimited commercial liability while under oath. On and for the official record. Under penalties of the law, including perjury. This evidence must prove your case. By preponderance. Or the greater weight of evidence. As provided herein, that will be default. On the parts of the third parties. on the part of the third party defendant. Non-response according to the conditions herein will be default. Non-response according to the conditions will be default. Incomplete answers or I mean and or lack of documented evidence as outlined herein will be default. Continued. If the third party defendant fails to respond, as outlined herein, within 21 calendar days, will be default. Default will be a self-executing confession. Default will be a self-executing confession of judgment. On behalf of the third party defendants. And complete agreement with all the statements in this claim. See? That means if you don't show up for court, there will be a warrant issued for your arrest. See? That's the secret in the movie The Matrix. Neo and Agent Smith were the same. Opposites of the same coin, we could say. Flesh versus spirit. You see? Each of us are willingly operating each and every moment of our existence in either our spirit or our flesh. It doesn't necessarily make one better than the other, but the operator of the two must have balance, or the operator will become consumed. Remember in the movie when Tank, the operator, almost got killed by Bang, who was actually Agent Smith, who had figured out how to get into the spirit? If the third party defendants fail to respond as outlined herein within 21 calendar days, will be default. Default will be a self executing confession of judgment on behalf of the third party defendants and complete agreement with all the statements in this claim. This is a contract in admiralty. So, the same way they put affidavits on us saying that we did this, we did that, we can do it too, with just as much power and authority, because we are our Father's children. We are the likeness and image of the Creator. Are we not? Counterclaim. Gotta find me a second wife to write out all these, type up all these affidavits. The following damages have been assessed against you. Should you fail to meet the requirements as provided, in the opportunity to cure contained herein, Okay. Number one. Make sure we got that right. Counterclaim. The following damages have been assessed against you should you fail to meet the requirements as provided in the opportunity to cure contained herein. Number one, failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. Failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. The fine for that, $2 million per third-party defendant. $2 million US dollars in parentheses. Per violation and 2, failure to respond as outlined herein. The fine of which is $2 million. 2 in parentheses. Per third party defendant. Per count. Per violation. Per occurrence. Number 3, default by non-response. Or incomplete response. For which the fine is $2 million. 2 million US dollars. Per third party defendant. Per count. And 4 Dishonor in commerce. Minimum $2 million US dollars. Parentheses. Per third party defendant. All right. Number 5. Continued. Obstruction of justice. The fine for which minimum $2 million. $2 million US dollars. Parentheses. Per third party defendant. Per count. Per violation. Per occurrence. Number 6. Abuse of authority. Fine for which minimum $2 million. $2 million US dollars. Per third party defendant. Makes you wonder, where are all the honorable lawyers at, right? I should have been getting a remedy. I can remember at least 50 to 60% of the time that it was a lawyer, attorney, or public defender that looked like me that was helping the enemy railroad imprison me. How many of you can say the same thing? Watching, listening. Per third party defendants. Per count. Per violation. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go back in all my old cases and make sure I add the public defenders liable for handing me contracts and deceiving me into those agreements. Number 7. And then creating bonds and getting paid off of those bonds in the stock market without my permission, without my consent. See? My ancestors were the nobles of this land. People don't know. People don't care to know. People don't know what they don't know. Denial of due process. And others. $2 million US dollars per third-party defendants. Per count, per violation, per occurrence. Number 8, extortion. Fine payable, which minimum $2 million. 2 million US dollars per third party defendants. Per count, per violation, per occurrence. Number 9, unlawful arrest. Fine for which is minimum $2 million. Per third party defendant. Per count, per violation, per occurrence. And 10, trespass. $2 million. Per third party defendant. Per count, per violation. See, this right here, this is being angry. See, because you take that anger and you concentrate it, you focus it like a magnifying glass. You command that energy, because that's what anger is an energy. You command that energy to manifest. Now, what you command that energy to manifest will determine your progress. If you command that energy to manifest violence, then the reward for that could possibly be more violence. Conspiracy to defraud, minimum $2 million. I had that problem. I would get angry and get violent. And for a lot of years, I didn't know why I kept doing it, because I kept saying, I need to be more patient. I need to be more patient. Until my best friend, who was also my first wife, I started to see myself like a mirror. And I started to see that when I was young, I was a child, my guardians would always punch me and smack me and beat me up when they got upset. And I started to realize I had a bad habit that I had gotten as a child that was not my spirit, that was not me, and I learned to let it go. And I acquired more patience as a result of that. And I learned to take that anger, because we still get angry about things. It's a part of life. Take that anger and command it to manifest something positive. Set a goal. I set a goal with it. I'm going to accomplish, or if I have a goal I've already set, I command that energy to accomplish that goal, because that energy has to go somewhere. Racketeering, you get mad, you just want to punch something because the energy has to go somewhere. Racketeering, punishable, 2 million minimum. I'm gonna figure out a way to put in here that they must attend yoga classes if they're gonna remain, or if they ever apply for a public peace officer. I think that's reasonable. You want to carry a gun in the bag, you got to take yoga. You got to meditate, because you're not different from any other man susceptible to anger. Per third party defendant. And if you want to be on this land as a sovereign with a gun on your hip, and this is not even your land, you must follow our desires. Racketeering, per third party defendant, per count, per violation, per occurrence. Failure to do so will result in this time. 13. False imprisonment. Fine rich, $2 million. Minimum. 2 billion. $2. Per count, per occurrence. 14. Abuse of power. Minimum fine, $2 million. per third party defendant per account per violation per occurrence. Number 15, abusive process. Minimum fine $2 million. Per third party defendant per count per violation per occurrence. $16, coercion. Fine minimum which $2 million. Per third party defendant per count per violation per occurrence. $17, days, $1 million fine per day, and interest. $1.5% per month, compounded for the first 30 days. Fall date. After 30 days, the default is on the 31st. Beginning on the 31st day after default. The penalties for failure to pay will increase by $5 million. $5 million US dollars. for each day that the counterclaim is not paid in full. After 90 days, after 90 calendar days of the date of default, the penalties for failure to pay counterclaim will increase by 10 million. Million US dollars. In parentheses, calendar day. That the counterclaim is not paid in full. Plus interest as indicated herein. Number 18. All claims are stated in US dollars. All claims are stated. Which means that a US dollar all claims are stated in US dollars, which means that a US dollar arms at a stretch. All right, number 18. All claims are stated in US dollars, which means that a US dollar will be defined for the purposes of this counterclaim as a 1 ounce silver coin of 0.999 fine silver per value as established by law. Or the exchange rate as set by the U.S. Mint. whichever is the higher amount. So we gotta go look and see how much the price of silver is right now, and multiply that times 2 million per count, per violation, per third party defendant, per occurrence. Okay, whichever is the higher amount for a certified 1 ounce silver coin, U.S. silver dollar, parentheses, at the time of the first day of the default. Outline. If the claim is to be paid in Federal Reserve notes, or other certified funds, these funds will be accepted at par value as indicated above. Number 19. Punitive damages will be assessed as 7 times the original amount of damages. Punitive damages will be added to the original amount of damages. Okay. Gonna draw a line right there. Gonna write Seraph Eli Butler, secured party creditor. If you're watching this video, I assume that you have taken the steps to become this right there. That. And we're going to put today's date, 12/2018. Torrance County. I'm just going to write out for the notary to sign this. Make sure I get that notary signature certified from the Secretary of State. On the such and such day of such and such 2018 AD, the above signed secured party creditor personally appeared before me with this administrative affidavit of specific negative avertment administrative affidavit of specific avertment, specific negative avertment, opportunity to cure, and counterclaim. And approved to me on the basis of satisfactory evidence and identification to be the man or woman whose name is subscribed to the within instrument. And acknowledge to me that he or she executed the same in his or her authorized capacity. And that by his or her signature on the instrument, the person or the entity upon behalf of which the person acted signed under oath of asseveration and accepts the truth thereof. Notary name, print it, notary signature, seal, stamp, city, state. Peace and love.